You're listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. And today I want to talk about change and, more importantly, how to actually manage change. And how can leaders, and it doesn't matter if you're a department leader, if you're a business leader, it depends if you're the organizational leader, it doesn't matter. But when you're in the position of any sort of leadership, and again, across any industry, even goes for leading a household, leading a business, leading politics, leading a church, it doesn't really matter. When you're in a position of leadership, how do you manage change? And there's this common philosophy that everybody's scared of change. And my side of it is, and as I always do on these podcasts or flashcasts by PDB, is give my perspective. And I don't think people are actually scared of change. They're scared of the effects of change. So that's the first step, is to really understand that people are not scared of change. We change our underwear every day. Well, hopefully, we change our clothes, we change houses, we change, all sorts of things. We change products that we use, we eat different foods, different days. So change and the concept of change isn't actually the problem. To start off with demystifying that, I think that, change is part of everybody's life. I mean, we're quite adaptive to change, but what we get is the effects of change in the unknown. And that's what I really want to talk about, how to deal with the effects of change in the unknown. And again, it doesn't matter whether you're leading a household of children, a husband and wife, or whatever it is, or leading a business, or leading a church, or politics, is understanding that the concept of change is not the scary part. It's people get scared of the effects of change and the unknown of that. And that's something to really, really hone in on. And I want to give you a few tips around things that I do and have done over the years in different businesses across the world to manage change and the effects of change of the unknown. And the first one is to be very, very passionate and be very visibly passionate about the vision and where we are going. And I really think that if people know where they're heading, what the outcome is, what the destination's going to be, that it puts them at ease. And that's a very, very important thing to think about is to really be visibly passionate about the vision and where you are going. And by passion, I mean, you've got to be excited. Passion as an emotion, passion as resilience. You've got to be emotionally excited and resilient to the fact, that people that can see that where the vision is going to be. And you need to really communicate that vision clearly. And this will help keep frustrations, to the side. But more importantly, you've got to make sure that you're not showing your frustrations. So keep visibly passionate about the vision and where you are heading in order to alleviate those effects of change. The next one is to reiterate the long-term vision and specific goals. And that means a constantly reminding, not just doing a set and forget, not just telling people once, but you've got to reiterate ongoing what the long-term vision and the specific goals of the organization are. And again, whether that's at home, whether that's a business, whether that's a church or politics, it doesn't matter. You've got to keep reinforcing. Repetition is the key of the long-term vision and the specific goals of where you are heading. The next one is to monitor the mindset of everybody and all stakeholders. And what we mean by that is you need to understand at all levels of everybody involved, whether, again, it's your household or your organization, your church or your political party, you need to monitor the mindset of everybody involved, right? Just like kombucha, one little parasite can spoil thousands of liters of kombucha. One person in an organization, no matter how big it is, and one person in a household can spoil everything. You need to monitor the mindset of everybody. And in this regard, what I mean by you've got to do it regularly, but you've also got to do it informally, walking around the place. Every time I walk into the building or walk around the coffee commune, I'm checking, I'm getting a pulse feel, I'm the barometer, I'm speaking to everybody from people that wash the dishes, who make coffee, to serve the customers, right through to the production, right through to the admin staff. I walk through the place, and what I'm doing is I'm monitoring the mindset regularly. I'm doing it daily, and informally I'm doing it away. And I walk around the place asking questions, I listen, and I show genuine care. But it also gives me an opportunity to do points 2 and 1. Reiterate the long-term vision and also show them that I'm visibly passionate about where we are heading as an organization. 4, identify the progress and negativity quickly. And what I say here is you've got to reward success, but you've got to be able to pull up bad behavior and what's going wrong. And you've got to be in an organization that accepts that. You've got to have people in your household, in your organization, whatever it is that you're affecting change in, has to accept that you will and know that you will celebrate the wins, but you'll also address the losses. And you win as a team and you lose as a team. So you need to really identify progress and negativity quickly. You need to make sure that you're congratulating people and everyone that's doing a great job, and you need to pull up people that are not really, really quickly. Otherwise, you're just going to add to the problem, and we say this is, reward progress and make changes where negativity exists. You've got to reward the progress. You've got to reward the wins. And this enables you a environment that people need to accept and will accept when you pull up the negative stuff that's happening. Number 5 is you need to frequently remind everybody what is being asked to act differently in order to achieve different results. So in saying this, what we say is, what is being asked of a person to act differently in order to achieve different results? And this is all about complacency. We don't want people to be complacent. We don't want people, I talk about tomorrow better than today, today better than yesterday. We're always searching on this good to great, as Jim Collins talks about. The moment that we think we're great, the moment that we're not asking people to be different, we're not asking people to achieve different results, then we get stale. And we don't want to be stale. There's organizations and great examples like Kodak, like Motorola, like Ericsson. All these companies got stale. All these companies got complacent. They didn't ask their people to act differently. They didn't achieve different results. And where are they now? So the success of yesterday doesn't necessarily mean or guarantee the success of tomorrow. And remember that. The success of yesterday doesn't guarantee the success of tomorrow. It's a constant journey. It's a constant journey of betterment, of being better today than what you were yesterday. And in the event of change, where you're asking people to change and affect change and deal with the effects of change, they need to understand that yes, they are being asked to be different or act differently or do different things, but they're also asked to do that because we're going to achieve and constantly move forward. So quick recap. First, understand that change, everyone is okay with change. It's the effects of the unknown of change. So the way to handle that is by 1, be visibly passionate about the vision. Make sure that people can see how passionate you are about where you're going. 2, reiterate the long-term vision and the goals. Constantly remind. Repetition, repetition, repetition. 3 is monitor the mindset of all stakeholders. Make sure that you are constantly across and putting a barometer out to know where people sit and where they stand in the whole, all of your stakeholders, from the bottom to the top to the bottom. 4, identify the progress and negatives quickly. So celebrate those wins, and that enables you to pull up the negatives ASAP. And 5, frequently remind everybody what is being asked of them to do different and why you're asking them, because the results that you want to achieve. Now, you got to remember, change is almost always uncomfortable and exhausting, because as humans, we want to go about doing things the same thing every day, day in, day out. However, 1, this is not good for our brain, which has been scientifically proven. 2, this is not good for our emotional state of being. And 3, this is not good economically, because if we're not constantly on a journey of moving forward, then we become stale. And as I said, the examples I gave before, there's many companies that have become stale, and you don't want to become those organizations. So I hope that's helped people understand the concept of change and how to deal with change. Again, whether it's at home, an organization, a sporting group, a church group, the concept is exactly the same. If you take on board those tips, I'm sure that you will get good outcomes. You've been listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. Until next time, go and be the best you can be.